Hey everyone, John Henry here from School of Trade, and today we're going to be taking a look at a supply zone test on gold. So this morning we had gold sell off really hard. Now a lot of this, or the majority of this move happened before we even had the trade room open. But taking a look at some of the price action rather that we're seeing is we've come off of these highs, and we know that the sellers are respecting this zone up here. You know, we've come up, tested it, we've tried to make a new high, didn't even come maybe halfway, fell right back down again. Tried it again, and this time we fell off really hard. Now, we did come underneath the BMT and we closed underneath it, so that's a big factor right here. That's an immediate bearish sentiment. Now, as soon as we closed underneath it, we came up, tested it, and then failed right back down again. Now, this move overall is very aggressive, and usually what goes down fast goes up fast as well. But not just taking a trade off of that. We've come into the supply zone that we see right down here. Now, this supply zone hasn't been tested until the 8th, which coincidentally is the last time we've been at this price recently. And usually when you see that kind of movement, look at the move that initiated that buy zone right here, is this large wick with a retest. Well, this wick means that sellers tried to push it all the way down to here and the buyers brought it straight back up again. And that's showing you buyers are in control of this area as of right now. Now, this is a large area, but usually when you first come into one of these zones, you'll get a nice little quick bounce out, 1, 2, 3 reversal, something like that, a nice wave trade that you can take out of that zone before actually coming down and testing it. Now, there are a couple other supporting factors in here where we've come down and tested this low right here, which is a previous swing. Now, we did make an attempt to come down to this next swing low, but we didn't quite make it down there, and now we've since bounced higher. Now, what I'm looking for is exactly what I was saying a couple seconds ago, is a signal reset on the entry chart. So we'll take a look at the entry chart really quick and move that over. And now what we've got is, we've already got the signal reset right here, and that's good, but we've got some BMTs to deal with. Now, what I would like to see is a move above those BMTs, come back for a test, and then take off out of there for a nice golden wave. That might not happen. That's a relatively big move. We will look at if we come in between those two, break above at least this one, and then pull back for an entry. That'll work as well. So we already have the 1, 2, 3 reset side of things. Now we just need to basically get this to trigger us in the rest of the way. Now, we will be looking at overall entering and scaling in, but we do need this market to move a little bit higher first. So what we'll do is we'll give it a little bit of time, and we'll come back when we start getting the trade setting up. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we did have exactly what we were looking for. We did move above the BMT, just one of them, and this is what I really like to see, the fact that we didn't even test the second BMT. Now, that's not necessarily a sign of weakness, but that's a sign of the fact that we've got a little bit more room to run. This is going to act as a magnet, right? Just like all the other BMTs do, this one's going to have a tendency to suck price right back up into it. Now, because we've cracked this first one, I'm already seeing weakness from the sellers. We already know that. Now, we also know that because we've also had a signal reset on the other side of things. So we know that the sellers aren't necessarily in control of this move. Now, at the moment, we've got two filled. The first one was filled at 12.26. Second one was filled at 12.25.7. Third one is waiting to get filled down at 12.25.3, and the final one down at 12.24.9. If we get scaled all the way down there, that would definitely give us a pretty solid position. At this point, we've got 3. And now we've got 4. So essentially now we're pretty much full deck. We can run and let this go as long as we want, knowing that we've got 4 contracts on. Our minimum risk is not very much, really. We've scaled all the way down to the last chance zone, and we already know that the sellers don't really have a whole lot of legs to them. We can see they're trying, but if they fail here and push higher, we're going to have a really nice trade on our hands. So now we just have to basically wait for the buyers to step in and really start kicking this to the long side. You can see the buyers are supporting this trade by every time it comes down here, it bounces up again. Every time it comes down into one of these levels, it bounces higher. Now, these it blew right through, but as soon as it touched that last chance zone, we bounced up again. So we know the buyers are definitely participating. We just want to see them really kick it into high gear now and really get this thing moving higher. So now that we've got a full boat, all 4 contracts, our average position sitting down at 12.25.5. We'll come back once we start seeing the trade start working out, or if we get stopped out. All right, so taking a look at the trade that we're in, we're sitting really good now. We've had the move higher. We had our contracts filled on the first bit, 3 contracts off up here at 1227.4, and now on top of that, this move higher to our profit target has broken through the second BMT and caused a golden wave to go long again. Now this sets up as a 456 continuation, so we can already see that we're looking long regardless. Now we've taken a majority of our profit off right up here ahead of our extension level. So we've already taken off a nice chunk of profit, and now just like we saw yesterday, it's essentially paying us to stay in the trade. Now right off the bat, from our final entry down there at the last chance zone, 1224.9, we've already got locked in 10 ticks. So we really are getting paid to stay in this trade. So now it's just a matter of time to whether or not it comes back and stops us out at our stop down here, or if it just keeps moving higher and higher and higher, we'll trail it right up along with price. So at this point, while the market moves higher, we'll just keep trailing along with it until we finally get a reversal signal for us to get out. So we'll be back with the final results, but overall, I mean, you can't ask for a much better trade than this as it stands already. So we'll come back with the results. All right, we're back. On the final portion, we did end up getting stopped out. Took a little bit of slippage actually in our favor and got stopped out at the swing instead of just underneath it. So overall, really solid trade. Looking at our entries here, we entered at 1226 even right here to the target up here. That's 14 ticks. Entered in at 1225.7. Same spot right there for 17 ticks. Entered again at 0.3. right there for 21 ticks. And then the final portion of the trade, as we said before, was going to get stopped out at 10. A little bit of slippage helped us out for 11 more ticks. So overall, adding those all together, we have 21, 17, 14, and 11 for a total of $630 on the trade. So really solid trade. Now it would have been a lot better if this had gone higher, obviously. I always like taking those 70, 80 tick runners, but the market will give you what it will, and it will take back what it doesn't want to give you anymore. So overall, really solid trade. If you have any questions about it, feel free to send an email to School of Trade. Be sure to get back to you as soon as we can. Have a good one. Bye.